What's up everybody, it's Brandon from Tattooing 101, and today what I'm going to go over for you guys is what brushes I use on Procreate. I've been looking at the comments and noticed a lot of people wondering for my drawing videos what I actually use for Procreate and for drawing. So in this video, I'm going to go over all of the brushes that I like to use whenever I'm creating designs. And a little update on my life. I now have to wear glasses. I'm at the age to where I need glasses. So from now on, you're going to see me probably wearing glasses. I don't know. I'm not used to it yet. So we'll see if I get used to it. I know right now, like looking at myself in the camera, I look super dorky. So we'll see if I could get used to it or not. But let's get into the video. So this video, I'm going to break down which brushes I use when it comes to drawing. Even with my digital artwork, all my prints, I'm going to show you exactly what I use to create them. In another video, I showed you this piece of artwork that I've been working on. I'm going to show you pretty much how I do everything in this piece. So I'll just break down exactly what I go through. I know in the other video, I broke down stamps and a couple of the sets I showed you through. In this video, I'm going to specifically show you what's in the sets that I use every single day, and that would be the Murder Weapons by Dave Tevenall. I've tried pretty much everything. These work the best for me. I definitely recommend that you try different ones. What works for me might not work for you, so check out some, see what worked best for you. But there's a ton of cool stuff in here if you're doing digital artwork or creating tattoos, like the lighter burn. You know, you can make a lot of different textures, and he spent a ton of time creating these for his artwork and also to help us. So I definitely recommend you check out some of these and just try them out, see if you like them. They're super cheap too. Yeah, so when it comes to starting out my drawings, I like to start out with the battle damage. The Perfect Sketcher works great. If you're just trying to like sketch out an idea in the background or just, you know, setting up for a design. So let's say I was starting out this design, you know, for the head, I'd just draw a circle and create all of my shapes with this Perfect Sketcher right here. That's going to make life a whole lot easier. You'll know where everything needs to go to be able to set it up appropriately. From there, I like to go into the sushi liner, or I'll also use the Digi Pen Steady. Kind of depends on what style I'm wanting to go with. With the sushi liner, it's really nice because it'll start out, you know, thin. You could press harder to create a thicker line. You could really go in and do a ton of different details and different line weights with this, all in one specific brush, so you don't have to go through and change your sizes a ton. You know, I could go through and add accent lines right here, or if I wanted to do an outline or fix an outline, you know, I could go through and just be able to create it by pressing a little bit harder. So I use this one a lot when it comes to digital. For tattoo designs, I kind of want everything perfect the whole way through, so I'll work more on the Digital Pen Steady. You know, it makes a really nice, consistent line the whole way through that, you know, you could print off on a stencil machine and it works really great. So that's another one I use quite a bit. The smoke, I like to add smoke in my backgrounds a lot. It adds a really cool texture. You could add a background with smoke and it looks really, really cool. So I use smoke a lot, and this is a game changer for me because like before I'd have to just like try to guess what smoke looked like and just kind of incorporate it in my designs. But with this, you know, it's really, really easy. You just press down and, you know, create a smoke effect. Really simple, really easy, and then I just go through and line it from there. So I use this quite a bit, and as always, you know, going with the flow of the body, you know, and your S shapes works really well. And then you just put that on a back layer and pretty much add smoke to your design in a couple of seconds compared to trying to draw and sketch it out. And, you know, there's quite a bit of different smoke ones too. I think, yeah, I use Smoke 10 the most just because it has a really nice kind of effect that it's not like perfectly cut off, kind of like this one. It's more smooth. This works really great for like doing tattoo designs because you're gonna like line it out and use pretty much a line for your reference area to do the tattoo. but for more digital stuff, I'll use the 10 just because it looks really nice. Murder weapons, this is what I use for shading. So we'll go through here. I'll add some shading to one of these areas. Okay, so weapon texture, you'll be able to see that each one has a different texture. So this one, and depending on how big you have the brush, will change how far apart these textures are. So that's the weapon texture 2, this is the weapon texture 1, and these I use all the time. You know, if I'm trying to get an effect, just like you could see in the face, it has that kind of like papery effect, so it looks like actual canvas or, you know, watercolor paper. That way when you print it off, it looks really, really nice, like you pretty much drew it on an actual piece of paper and painted it or watercolored it. So I like to use these effects on my actual artwork, just so when I use prints, it just works really well. And even if I'm doing just a tattoo design, these are the ones I'll use just so the design looks like an actual piece of artwork. That way the customer, even if it's not necessarily something they wanted exactly, sometimes you have to kind of point your customers into ideas that'll work better for tattoos, and just showing them a complete design will help out with that. And especially if you're using the right tools and it looks super professional, you know, if they see a final piece of artwork, they're way more likely to jump in and actually get the tattoo instead of just saying, oh, that won't work, let's do this, and not show them anything. They'll just find someone else that will actually do what they want, even if it's not going to turn out to be a great tattoo. So here's some more weapon shades. There's also a glow texture, which is really, really cool. Like, let's say you wanted to add a little bit of glow in the eyes, you know, let's do it in a yellow. You can just turn it down to the size that you want to do it, and then just add a couple dots to it, and it adds a really nice glowing texture to that area. It works really well. I use that on quite a bit of designs as well. And weapon shades. So these shades I'll use on a couple different ones. I like to stick to Murder Weapons 1. That's the one I use the most. It also has the blood splatters or the paint splatters, which you could use on your designs as well. I'll show you what some of those look like, just in case you're interested in checking out some of his stuff. So you could change the size of them too. You can do it smaller, really big. You can add cool backgrounds to your designs by, you know, just putting them behind everything and just, you know, adding them in the backgrounds. You could do that, or just add accents to your artwork. You know, if you're doing like blood splatters, you could use these and incorporate them with your designs. So these are the main brushes that I use for every single one of my artworks, if it's for digital or an actual tattoo. If you are interested in picking up these, like I said, Dave Tevenall, they work really well for me, and I hope they're able to help you out as well. As always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.